Thank you so much, Steph. Appointment-only COVID-19 assessments begin today as the Ontario government faces pressure to implement more coronavirus restrictions. But Premier Doug Ford says he wants more proof that that is necessary.
I have to see the evidence before I take someone's livelihood away from them and shut their lives down. That's a huge decision that weighs on my shoulders.
COVID cases are still on the rise. There were more than 600 new cases yesterday. There is also a backlog of 68,000 results, which is close to 2 days worth of tests. And that, of course, putting pressure on the government to impose tougher measures in some of the hotspots, at least in Toronto, Peel, and Ottawa. There are also concerns that health officials can't keep up with contact tracing.
It feels at the moment that we have lost control of the pandemic. We are not able to do testing in a timely way. Therefore, we're not able to do contact tracing in a timely way.
Surprised why you would have 200 to 300 contacts in the previous 7 or 8 days. Then you're obviously not following any of the public health measures we've recommended.
The province recommends that only people showing symptoms get tested. But while you can begin booking appointments today, it is not an easy task. Many of the hospital assessment sites are completely booked up with limited spots available today and tomorrow. Meanwhile, Public Health Ontario's test results site, it has been down since yesterday for technical issues. So we're going to continue to watch this, let you know when that does come back up. Meantime, what's happening in Quebec? Well, they are announcing new restrictions on the same day that the province saw its 4th day in a row of over 1,000 new cases. Starting Thursday in Quebec's red zones, including Montreal and Quebec City, masks will be mandatory at high schools, inside and outside on school grounds. The province also banning team sports and ordering gyms to close. The new rules will be lasting until at least October 28th. Bars and restaurants in red zones are also already shut down until that time. Former Prime Minister John Turner will be laid to rest this morning in a very scaled-back ceremony that's happening here in Toronto. Roughly 170 people are expected to attend the funeral at St. Michael's Cathedral, including Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Now, due to COVID-19, the ceremony will be invitation only. There will be no lying in state or public viewing. Turner was Canada's 17th Prime Minister, winning the Liberal leadership in 1984. And we are standing by live right now outside of St. Michael's Cathedral. The funeral, it will begin at 11 this morning. Following the service, there will be a private burial. John Turner died last month at the age of 91. All right, as we mentioned at the top of the show, U.S. President Donald Trump is back in the White House. The president pumping his fist as he departed the Walter Reed National Military Medical Center following a 3-day stay for COVID-19 treatment. Have a look.
Do you think you might be a super spreader, Mr. President?
Okay, so no response from Trump when asked if he was a super spreader of COVID-19. The masked president walked out of Walter Reed Medical Center, but then this happened. He was quick to remove the mask once he reached the White House. Trump then tweeted a video just before 8 o'clock telling the American public not to be afraid of COVID-19, which has killed around 210,000 people in the U.S.
I know there's a risk, there's a danger, but that's okay. And now I'm better, and maybe I'm immune, I don't know. But don't let it dominate your lives. Get out there, be careful. We have the best medicines in the world, and it all happened very shortly, and they're all getting approved. And the vaccines are coming momentarily. Thank you very much. And Walter Reed, what a group of people. Thank you very much.
The 74-year-old is expected to continue his recovery at the White House with around-the-clock doctors and nurses. His doctor says he is still contagious. Trump's return comes as the White House continues to investigate the extent of the outbreak that has sickened over a dozen close contacts of the president. Now, Trump is facing some serious criticism, not only for downplaying the severity of COVID-19, but for his drive-by greeting. You'll remember this happened outside of Walter Reed Medical. One physician who works at Walter Reed calling it absolute insanity. Since his positive diagnosis, many others in the White House have now tested positive for the virus, and that includes Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany, who is now in quarantine. Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden has tested negative multiple times.